Hi. First of all, thank you so much for being with us here on Creators Weekly.
Well, thanks for having me.
This is the famous Sky Sunner.
I don't know about all that.
He's pretty well known in the community. I mainly know you from your Instagram, your social media, and also from Sam Satakoy Liquor.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So you are the owner.
Yes.
Aside from that, you do dabble in a couple other things. So I kind of wanted you to fill me in on what you got going on.
How much time do we have? No,
I'm just kidding.
Man. So yeah, I do a lot of things. One of the things I do is I have a Bloody Mary Michelada mix with my partner, Mambo from Q959. So me and Mambo created it actually in the back of the store. Literally, just like after work, he would come over and we'd just like play with it. And we're like, man, we need to mix that. Like, we love to drink just as is.
You guys are the samplers. Like
it was a really hard job.
Okay,
someone had to do it.
Someone had to do it.
But yeah, it was fun. It was an awesome experience getting it started, and yeah, it's so that's one of the things that I do.
Okay. And when did you start that?
It's about 5 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And you've had the liquor store longer than that.
15 years. I bought the liquor store 15 years ago.
Okay.
I expanded it in 2008.
Okay.
Because there used to be a donut shop next door.
Okay.
And then in 2010, I added the delivery service.
That to me has been key in the 805. I feel like it's the smartest thing anyone has come up with. Yeah. I mean, a delivery service for alcohol. It's keeping people safe. It's helping the community. And you're still getting local beers out there to people. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's, what I think, and the reason of our success with our delivery service is simply because we didn't do it for the money.
Yeah.
We started the service because we had customers coming in drinking, and we're like, bro, you live around the corner, I'll go deliver to you.
Yeah.
So we did it with 1, 2, 3 customers, 4, 5. Then I put it on Instagram, the Instagram didn't exist. It was Facebook.
Oh gosh.
And I was like,
I thought you're gonna go back to the MySpace.
Oh, or Friendster. No, yeah.
I don't even know that. You're aging yourself here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm also not that hip, so maybe I missed it.
Right. Yeah, Rico always gives me shit. Rico J always gives me shit about that too. But yeah, so going back to it, I put it on Facebook, and everybody was like, you got to do it. What's up, Che?
Sorry, we got a little friend here.
What's up, Che? Yeah. You want to be my delivery dog? You can come roll with me.
Oh, that'd be so
Be my road dog.
Put a little saddle on him. Carry one beer at a time.
Right? It's all good. It gets
Saving
done.
lives.
Right? Saving lives and DUIs. So
it started one person at a time. That's pretty cool.
And then I put it on Facebook, and all of a sudden it was like, wow, like the amount of like attention that got.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? It's a service we need.
So that's kind of like the Postmates of beer. Like, you created the Postmates of beer.
You know what? We, for our local community, we definitely did something that nobody did.
Yeah.
And again, it was all just because we want to do something good for the community.
I know a lot of people that could have used that service. Yeah. So I'm glad that you brought it to the 805.
And it's fun because we get the people that are drinking that normally would jump in their car and drive to get more. Yep. So it was kind of like, for a time it was like, man, I'm delivering to somebody who's been drinking, and I want people to be responsible.
Yeah.
And then it really came to me. I was like, talking to a lot of friends, it's like, hey, if you don't deliver to that person that had a few beers already, they might drive.
Yeah.
And they had. That's why we started it. So at that point I was like, all right, cool. And then we also have the people that are just hanging out with their family. You work all day and you come home, you want to have a beer, and you're like, oh, I don't have beer.
Yeah.
I don't want to go nowhere.
That's true.
I worked my butt off. You know what I'm saying?
So for the working man and woman, you also solve that problem too. I mean, I have a couple uncles that could have used that back in the day. So I'm definitely glad that you brought that. And I think we've actually used it a couple times too. So that's good.
Just a few.
Yeah. The other thing that I wanted to touch on, because that to me is like, that's a form of community service, I feel. And I really like that you're involved with the community. I like that you reach out. I like that you're not afraid to talk about important issues on your social media and kind of bring it to light, helping one family at a time or helping 100%. Larger organizations, which I think is really awesome. So coming from another business owner, like, props to you for doing that, because I think it starts from within, and you could tell your selflessness in that. So I really appreciate that.
You know what the thing is like, if we don't do it, who's going to?
Exactly.
Everyone's waiting for somebody else to do something, and And me, I've always been, hey, if I have something on my mind, it's something I want to do, I'm going to do it.
Absolutely.
You know?
Same. And it doesn't matter how old I am. I'm like, look at this YouTube
Yep.
channel. I waited till I was 31. I'm 32 now. And I'm like, let's just do it. Who cares?
And the funny part about it is I was watching a bunch of your clips, right? And I'm like, that's funny because you mentioned I think it was in Rico J's interview, you said, I wanted to do this 10 years ago, and I finally started it. And about 10 years ago, I wanted to start a YouTube channel.
See?
And we launched a couple of them with one of my boys, with a couple of my boys in the back of the store drinking beers.
Yeah.
And we just never followed through. We did 1 or 2 videos.
That's the hard part, the follow through. You know, the idea is there, but like you said, if you don't do it, who else is going to do it?
Who's going to do it?
And it's fun. You know what I mean? I get to meet really cool people. I get to dive into I try to touch on mental health issues, you know, whatever people are comfortable with. So
Very important.
I'm having fun. And I hear that you're going to be coming back with some of those vlogs, YouTube. What's going on with that?
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing itsyourboysky.com.
Okay.
So that's the domain name, and that's also going to be the YouTube channel.
Nice.
And my thing is a lot of people come and ask me, how did you get started? I want to be a businessman. I this, I that. Like, how do you deal with this? How do you deal with that? And I was like, you know what I need to do is I need to talk to other business owners, interview them about their struggles, about their successes, and their failures.
That's the
I'm
most
going to bring up
important.
failures more than success, because the thing
it.
that people don't realize is in business, it's not about I failed. It's about all these small failures. You get a little out, but at the end of the day, you're going to get a win. You have to be persistent. You have to be willing to continuously lose until you win.
Absolutely.
And I think that separates the people that are eventually successful and the people that aren't, because a lot of times we quit too early.
Very true. I think that also has a lot to do with mental health, because when you keep taking an L, if you want to say it that way, even though I don't consider them losses, like you said, I think they're actually small little victories, because you're making a step to move forward, you know. I think mental health comes into play because you can really get down on yourself as far as like depression, anxiety, you know, you kind of want to keep up with the Joneses kind of thing, but
100%.
at the same time, like for me, I like to learn what keeps you motivated. Like, I see you have a beautiful family. Like, what keeps you going, even with any small maybe failures that you've had that we don't even know about?
You know, I had a lot of failures. Honestly, with the Bloody Cure, we learned so much because it was our first time launching a brand. We went through a lot of things that people didn't see, and now I'm like, I should show people on my personal IG what's going on, because then they see the truth behind entrepreneurship. But I think the thing that gets me is I just want to be better tomorrow than I was yesterday.
I love it.
So it's about growth. It's about learning. It's about being a better person. And
That's great.
And when your goal isn't to necessarily, hey, I want to have 500 stores. It's I just want to be a better person. I want to make a better impact on the community. In that process, to do that, you have to be more successful. So that's what drives me.
That's awesome. Do you have any advice to, I wouldn't even say younger business owners or anyone trying to make it, because I also feel like you are a social media inspiration to people. And I think that what you show, like you were talking about on your personal and your business Instagram, is very inspirational.
Thank you.
And I don't know, do you have any advice for people that are trying to get into business or even just be a social media personality?
I do. Don't give a fuck about what people say.
I like that. Simple, but to the point.
The biggest hurdle that you have is especially when you start anything, everybody, especially the people in your closest circle, the ones that should support you the most, are the ones that are like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? You should stop already. And it's that negative energy that hurts you and prevents you from moving forward with something.
Absolutely.
Because if you have the passion, you have a plan, and you have execution, you're gonna get it. But too many people are literally they have too many people in their ear talking negative. You know, that's why I surround myself with the people I surround myself with, my circles. Like people that are trying to do something big, and they're not afraid to put themselves out there.
I like that.
Whether, you know, you see Rico and Chimmy wearing wigs, doing their thing, they're
love
funny
it.
as hell.
I
You know what I
love
mean?
it.
Like, you know, Rob and Laura, just they put their life out there, and they don't care. Like, if you don't like it, then don't like it. I'm not doing it for you.
Exactly.
They're doing it for themselves, and they enjoy it.
That's awesome.
You know, so I mean, I think it's beautiful, and I love what the new generation is doing. They're adapting to the culture, the society, and you know what? They keep doing it. And the thing is, this is in business, in life, and everything we do, we get lucky, but you only get lucky if you keep going.
Yeah, that's very, very true. I didn't even think about it that way. You're right. You have to keep going in order to, I guess, in a sense, catch that break. But it's 100%. The hard work going into it.
100%.
That's so true.
It's beyond hard. And people don't realize. And the thing is the other big advice I give anybody in getting entrepreneurship is you need to, if you ever want to get into entrepreneurship, I would say you need to start with what you're doing now. You can never say, I'm only going to put my 40 hours a week. I'm not going to work hard because I work for somebody else. I never had that mindset. When I worked 60 hours a week, 70 hours a week. I didn't care.
Yeah.
There's no 40-hour work week. There's 24 hours in a day. I need 6 hours of sleep a night, right? 5 to 6 hours of sleep is what my body requires.
I'm about 5, 6.
That's what I need. That's what I get. Now I got 19 hours a day, right?
Yep.
That doesn't mean I can only work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week.
That's true.
I work 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. So, but even having that mindset now, the thing is people say, I'm gonna buy a business or I'm gonna own a business, then I'm gonna do it. No, we need to create habits, and you gotta start now with whatever you're doing.
That's that self-discipline that I'm seeing you do also with working out, keeping your mind balanced, all that. So I love that you kind of do a little bit of everything and still stay centered. I really like that. Speaking of Rico J and all the other influences of the 805, I love that you support the creativity.
I love it.
I love that as well. And I also think you're really funny. So I'm kind of waiting to see where your social media goes, because I feel that comedy is definitely your thing.
You know what?
Am I far from it?
You know what? I feel I'm probably not as funny as 90% of the people, but 90% of the people don't put themselves out there. I think I put myself out there, and in that process, there may be some humorous parts of stuff. So I feel like I love it, right? So I have a passion of making people laugh.
Yeah.
I'm not the best at it, but you know what? I'm going to put myself out there, and I'm going to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? So it's because I'm a true believer. If you do what you love, you don't work a day in your life. And we literally had that conversation just a few minutes before we even got started.
Absolutely.
So to me, it's like people are like, how do you work so hard? How do you work so many hours? How do you have so many companies? How are you doing this? How did you start that, all these? I said, because to me, it's not work.
I love it. That's nice to hear, because there are so many people, like you said, it is your mind state, because people get in that state of mind where they're just feeling like they don't have enough time to go to the gym, they don't have enough time for their family, they don't have enough time. But like you said, if we realize what we have, and like I only need the 6 hours of sleep as well, the rest of the day, you better be doing something, something you love, and it can grow into something else.
I think the problem is people are fast to make excuses, and they're fast to blame people. And I think the most success I've had in my life is when I stopped doing those, right? And then recently, just as of over the last couple of years, I think the amount of growth I've done financially and mentally has been astronomical, just because of one thing. I blame myself for every problem in my life. Nothing in the world is Trump's fault. Nothing in the world is anybody's fault, my employee's fault, or this person's fault. It's my fault. I'm in control. Because if that employee doesn't act right, I should have already fired him.
That's true.
Or her. Right?
He's not talking about anyone in particular.
Actually, my employees right now are the best employees
there you go.
Out of any store anywhere in the world.
I love it. They do have the best customer service.
Brittany, Garrett, Chloe, Ashley, the whole squad is on point, and I can't wait till everybody sees what we're up to next.
Congratulations, because that's also very hard to find dedicated people that you trust, that you can grow with as a team.
I think people make it harder than it is. because it all starts from leadership.
Absolutely. I believe
Because
that.
everybody has the ability and the talent to do what's needed, but the problem is this, is as business owners, we expect everybody to care about our business more than we care about our own business.
Yeah.
Which is the stupidest fucking thing you can do as a business
Absolutely.
owner. How can somebody else care more than you do? If you're not putting in your hard work and effort, why should somebody else?
I 100% agree with that. Growing up in a family, a Hispanic family, who we were janitors,
Yeah.
you know, and my dad put in his time just as hard as the people beneath him and showed us that that's what you need to do. You
Yeah.
need to be willing to scrub those toilets
100%.
to be the owner one day. You know, you have to be able to, and still at that level, step in if needed, you know, and
Without
just
a
pick
doubt.
up the slack. So I appreciate that. I think that comes from, does that come from
Like,
family values?
and my mom was like everything. Like she was there at my baseball games. She was working when I was at, you know, in school. Afterwards, she was there spending time. She took us out shopping. She was there for everything, right? And all the work and all the hard energy, everything she put in, and the time she spent is why I am who I am. You know, and then sometimes you just take that person for granted that
Yeah.
it's always there.
Sometimes people, like, life gets really busy, and that's one thing that I kind of struggle with sometimes, is just finding the balance to make time, especially for friends
Yeah.
too, because I have a lot of friends that motivate me and have been there for me.
Yeah.
But then, like you had said earlier, I've also had those friends that are like,
Yeah.
what are you doing again? You're
Yeah.
doing something different.
Yeah.
And I've had to cut that energy out of my life because
100%. There's people in my life that aren't in my life because I just will not allow them to be a part of my life.
Yep.
I don't care who you are.
family or not, I've had family that I don't talk to
100%.
really.
And I just blocked emails, blocked phone calls, blocked everything because I'm all about positivity. I'm all about love. I want to be happy. On that note, my wife, my mom's nickname is Happy.
Oh my God, that's cute.
And
Before did you give it to her or she had it
she
before?
had it,
Okay,
right?
that's awesome.
And what's funny is the other day, somebody wrote a comment on Google or on Yelp or something for the store, and he said, "This is my happy place."
Aw, that's really cute.
And then I was telling myself, so I'm going through a rebranding.
That's beautiful.
Without breaking down this
no,
time.
it's beautiful.
But so when I read that review, right? When I read a review of somebody talking about this is my happy place, I've been wanting to do a rebrand of the store because we're getting ready to get a second, third, fourth location.
Yeah.
So we put in the infrastructure to do that. And when I saw the name Happy Place and it had my mom's name, the woman that does so much and gets no credit, I was like, that's what I'm naming it.
I love it.
So it's going to be called Happy Place Craft Beer, Wine, and Spirits.
That's awesome. So you're really changing it
I'm
from
changing
Sam's?
it.
I
I'm
love
changing it.
it.
You know
Cool.
what?
What did Sam's mean?
Well,
anyway.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it was originally called Sadie Koi Liquor.
Yes.
And then, and my when my parents bought it, they named it Sam's Sadie
Okay.
Koi Liquor. That was my dad's nickname.
Okay.
Right.
Got it.
And for me, it's just like it's not a brandable. There's a Sam's on every corner. There's a Sadie Koi. There's a multiple Sadie Koi liquors. So I'm just like, I need something
Different.
that's meaningful to me, but yet it's something we can build on into becoming a bigger brand than just one neighborhood store. We
love
want
it.
to be in every neighborhood,
I love it.
you know. And so with all that thought process, it took me 3-4 years to come up with this name. And now that it's
Stuck.
it's
It's
it.
perfect.
So it's gonna be Happy Place Craft.
But
Beer,
when
Wine,
you
and
know,
Spirits.
you know. It's kind
know.
of like picking a partner. When you know,
That's
you know.
it.
You know,
just-
that's
it's
Yep,
it.
No
It's
question.
it's like somebody else could be like, oh, but how about this? I'm like, it's not about that anymore. This is it.
Yep.
It's like paying homage to my mom, right? The woman who deserves it. But also, it's my happy place.
I love it.
I love going into work.
Yeah.
Right. Even though I don't work there every day, I'm not there as much as I'd like to
But
be.
when you go, you're happy.
Yeah, I'm happy.
And because you have a great staff that keeps it that way.
100%.
I love it. We love the people that work there.
Yeah.
So
The whole
you found good
squad
people.
is, we found each other.
That's
You know what I
awesome.
mean? I'm a big believer about like everything happens for a reason. We get connected for a reason. And literally like my 5 main people that have been there with me the longest, now they're all becoming department managers and they're going to help run multiple stores.
That's awesome.
So it's about
Growth
It's growth
yeah.
together, all of us. Let's
I
grow
love it.
together.
I
You know what
love
I'm
it.
saying?
I might be knocking on your door for a job sometime.
Hey. Or maybe a business partner in another project.
You never know.
Sunny
well,
place.
you did. The sunny day place or something like that. You did actually sponsor one of our events, which was awesome.
Yes,
the spa sesh.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate that, and I always appreciate the community support that you give to everyone. And I just kind of wanted to know as well because I like to ask people this in music, art, business, whatever. Do you have somebody or a business that you would like in the future to collaborate? Like, I want you to manifest it here. I want you to put it out there. If there's anyone that inspires you or that you just want to shout out because they give you a little something besides your beautiful mother.
Right. I would say if I want to collaborate with somebody, I guess it's, for me, it says anytime I want something, I just get it. I manifest every relationship I have. I manifest in my relationship with Rico, with Diego from Diego Clubaholics, one of my best friends. Love that dude.
Guy. He's always been a supporter of the lab.
100%. My dude right there. With Rob and Laura. Like, it's, to me, if I want that relationship, I'm going to go get it.
I love it.
And I'm a true believer of I'm gonna give all my value to somebody, anything they need from me, if I feel that natural connection, without expecting anything in return.
Love it.
So I mean, to me, the moment I feel like I want to collaborate with somebody, I do it.
Perfect.
Like I don't even have anybody in my mind that I think that I want to, because if I had, I would already be on the phone with them.
I do see you do that actually, because I know that Rob and Laura kind of came up more recently, and not that you manifested it, but you put it out there, and now I've seen them on your Instagram and vice versa and all that stuff. So
I've straight up manifested it. You can ask Rob. I reached out to Rob in the beginning, and I was like, I fucking love your goddamn page.
That's cool.
And honestly, to me, watching that, it made my relationship better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's love, and I'm a big I love love.
Me too.
I just love it. You know what I'm saying?
too.
So when I see somebody who loves their significant other that much, it's like, wow, what am I doing wrong here in mine?
Yeah.
Like I can't even compare to his level of love and affection.
I'm going to tag Rob and Laura on this one too, because you really should treat your significant other the way that I see him treating her.
It's just amazing.
it is.
So you know, and it all goes back to what I said earlier, is understanding that you're in control of everything. Like when you start giving control to other people, you also you won't solve the problem. So when you're like, this is my problem, this is my fault, what am I doing wrong? Then every single time, instead of you having your guard up when you're in a disagreement with somebody, you're going to be like, okay, what did I do wrong? Okay, and come clean.
That's really...
Come clean. Hey, I'm sorry I did this. I shouldn't have talked to you in that way. And all of a sudden, instead of turning that into this big fight, it's a conversation.
That's probably the best advice you've given me today, because that's so true. And it's just kind of shifting your perspective on things.
100%.
That is so true.
Because naturally, the moment somebody says, hey, like if somebody told you, hey, you need to work twice as many hours as you're working right now because we need to get twice as much done, right? The first thing you're going to say is, you're crazy. You lost your mind.
Like, no, thank you. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you go to somebody and you say, hey, you know what? Could you, like, we need a little more production out of our company. Do you think we can do a 1% increase in every single one of these departments? What are you going to probably say?
That's doable. 1%. That's...
Well, realistically, what are we going to say?
What
are we realistically going to say? We're going to say 1%. No, I can do 5%. I can do 10%.
Well, that's true too.
So we naturally, our instinct is.
You're a natural businessman here. I'm learning a lot today, actually.
Thank you.
I don't want to keep you too long because you are a businessman and you got businesses to run. Is there anything coming up that you want to let the people know about, other than your YouTube and everything that's going on there?
We're actually doing a big re-release of the Bloody Cure because we haven't been in production for a little while.
I saw that.
So we got a new co-packer. We're going to do a big re-release. We're going to have an awesome pub crawl in downtown Ventura.
Love it.
It's probably going to be coming around the December time. And shout out to Diego. Diego's actually
I'll tag him.
He that's my dude right
awesome.
there, and he's helped us grow this brand from the beginning.
He's definitely about community too. He's helped me get a few connections for art shows, things like that, and he's supported our events as well. He's a good guy.
100%. So So we're gonna do a big pub crawl in December.
Awesome.
Most of the pub crawls that Diego's been part of every single one, and a lot of the growth of the brand. But we're talking about 500 people downtown Ventura having a great time together.
That's awesome.
Love and happiness. So that's something new.
Awesome. We'll be looking for that. Where can everyone find you? On your Instagram? What's your Instagram name?
So it's Sky Sunner, just SKYSUNNER.
Perfect. I'll tag you, obviously.
On mine. And then all of my other businesses and the upcoming businesses that I have launching next year are all, I've already have them
or on
tagged.
there. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So.
Well, thank you so much for spending time with me.
Well, thank you.
I know you're a busy man, and I really appreciate this talk. I love that you opened up, and I learned something new about you.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
That's a wrap. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Hopefully painless.